on positions as we head into the game. We're in the top left-hand corner, spawning as the Red Terran player representing the team that is Western Wolves. We have the one, the only, Morrow. Attempting to put a dent in this man's timeless legacy in StarCraft 2 is our teal Protoss player spawning in the bottom right-hand position. So far, not having the best of times, very solid macro play, but some split-second micro decisions have cost him games, especially in a very delicate PvT situation. Can he start the comeback now? It is Dignitas DreAm.
I've got to be honest with you, Jorasar. You don't do player introductions. You do like a monologue. Not monologue, a prelogue.
Monologue.
No.
Sex in the City style, man. So I got into the game, and then my Reaper, it got into his base. But then I thought to myself, what does that really mean? I sat back, I called my friends, I bought a tub of Ben & Jerry's, and we had a discussion. I could go on.
That was so good. Like, you kind of just admitted that you are a massive Sex and the City fan. Like,
I have never watched a full episode of Sex and the City, and I haven't watched either movie. Need to put that out there. I refuse.
That's the sort of thing. It's like where someone's like, "Oh, I hate Justin Bieber, like the way his song goes, blah 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 blah," and then recites like 4 verses or something. It's like it was Total Biscuit who was saying on Twitter the other day, wasn't it, that haters are the best fan to have because they know everything about like everything you ever did. But
that's true.
Do you know what I was about to actually say, Jorasar? This series so far, Morrow hadn't made a Reaper. And this map would be perfect for Reapers.
Does that mean I'm going to have to monologue the next 2 minutes, just like with the view on the Reaper?
Challenge taken. Go for it, Jorasar. Go.
Nick has to put the camera on the Reaper.
just leave the Reaper. So I was jetpacking across the map, and I went past the watchtower. The smiley face, was it a sign? I just didn't know, so I stopped briefly to contemplate what I was about to do. I jumped off the cliff and saw that the Protoss were unarmed, and well, this poor Reaper. I couldn't carry it on from there because I realised I was getting ahead of the story. Like,
it's actually a little bit difficult. And then I stopped, and I thought, is he friendly? Well, he might be, but I started shooting him. He didn't seem to care very much, so I thought, well, doesn't look like it's going to do much harm. I'll continue shooting him just a little bit more. It turns out, though, he had a friend, and his friend was actually the type that would scupper the plans I had for them in an absolute instant. So at that point, I realized my expedition was going to come to a very premature end, as I was forced to head back home and defend. What did this mean in the long run? I wasn't sure. Should I macro? Should I continue to micro? These decisions were swimming around in my head as we went calmly into the mid-game.
And of course, the mid-game, the Mothership Core is there. More Reapers are still being made. And I'm just so happy, Morrow. And that was brilliant, Jorasar. I'm sorry, that was one of the most entertaining things. I had to mute my mic because I was laughing. I just couldn't spoil it with my laughter. But look at this. Morrow, he's getting a bunker up here. He's going to be fine defending against this now. He does have one lone Marine ready to deal with the Mothership Core. But he needs that bunker finished relatively quickly. And he needs more Marines out even quicker. But yeah, so far, Marines and Reapers are going head-to-head with the Stalker and are currently winning with that bunker ready to fall back to.
Yeah, the bunker on the high ground is going to be sufficient cover for now. The Stalker going to be very annoying. Until that is, the Reapers actually pop up and get completely annihilated. So just the Mothership Core left now. It's going to take approximately 3.5 years for it to kill the supply depot. Morrow deciding to lower the supply depot because it takes significantly less damage in its lowered state. More Marines now popping out, and the Mothership Core is starting to lose hit points here. And if he's not careful, actually, the next couple of Marines will kill it off.
And that Mothership Core needs to stay up. Of course, in the previous game, we saw that DreAm didn't even have that Mothership Core at the end. And imagine how much different that final engagement could have gone if he had a photon overcharge and a couple of time warps. That's all I'm going to say. But Morrow, he's here. He's got Reapers coming into the main base. There's a Stalker there, but 3 Reapers, even with their very, very friendly tickle guns, will be able to kill a couple of probes here.
3 probes down. 4 probes down now, and 1 Reaper is down as well. Is he going to be able to survive with 2? It looks like he might just be able to. Jumping off the cliff, and will the Stalkers catch up to do a fast shot? Nope, not quite. So 2 out of 3 of those monologue Reapers there are going to be able to survive, as Morrow now putting the bunker down at his natural expansion in anticipation of the orbital flying down there.
Yeah, I wonder what that Reaper's thinking to himself now. After nearly dying, will he recontemplate his life? Go and start working for a charity out in some faraway country, building houses and wells for those less privileged. Maybe he will. Maybe he'll just come back and avenge his near death. You never know. But Morrow, he's transitioning out into things a bit more straight up now. He's getting stim down, getting +1, and that Stalker placement from DreAm is brilliant because it's just ready to intercept any Reapers that come up there.
Oh, and if Reapers are able to come back up, of course, and they're not at this moment in time, DreAm does not want to have to lose any additional probes. 4 gone this game so far. Remarkably, even in the worker supply, they're 33 apiece right now, of course. Morrow enjoying that double mule advantage, but DreAm able to continuously chrono boost those probes non-stop. The chrono boost isn't going anywhere else at this moment in time. He's just going to be getting a couple of observers, going up to a couple more gateways as well. And really just 3 gates, robotics facility, very, very solid at this moment in time. And here are his plans. We see both a Stargate and a robotics bay get put down at the same time for our Protoss.
This is getting really funky now, Jorosaur, because you don't often see that, and it's really a big tech commitment. So, obviously we will be getting some, well, Colossi out, but what do you reckon is going to be coming from that Stargate? Do you reckon it's just going to be straight up going to some Phoenix, maybe to try and knock out any medevacs, any drop play, because of course drop play really strong here on Star Station, or do you think it's going to be for some Oracles or Void Rays?
See, because it's DreAm, I think there's an outside chance we could be seeing some Oracle play here. As, a turret finishes up, and an Observer just getting within range for a split second. Okay, able to save that. But I think I'm wondering how much this ties into sort of a late-game Colossus Void Ray style build from DreAm. He's actually going to be starting off with a Phoenix here, but with the number of Marines that are out on the field, Maddles, I can't see him making too many Phoenixes. I think their use in this particular game is somewhat limited.
I think their use is, as I said earlier, purely to stop drops. I think that's the main reason you're going to be using them, and that's due to the fact Star Station has so much dead space around your main and natural that it's really, really potent getting medevacs in there, and there's no way to deal with them without those Phoenix there. But that shuts down drop play. It means DreAm's slightly safer and doesn't have to worry so much about that, and can try and be a bit more potent. Now, DreAm, he's also taking his third. He's going to macro up quite a lot more. He's got the extended thermal lance coming down, and his first Colossus is about to hit the field. So he's really getting into the more mid-later game stages here. Whereas Morrow, all he's doing is he is pumping out a lot of infantry. His medevac count is only at 2 at the moment, and he's also getting the +1 infantry armor to go with the +1 infantry weapons, but no combat shield, and that's the thing that's really interesting to me.
This is DreAm's actually going up to 3 Phoenixes and potentially even more here, Maddles. So I wonder if he's actually going to try and do some mineral line style harassment with a couple of those. That it just doesn't. It feels like at this stage of the game, it's not something that should be effective. He's taking his 3rd base now, and he's going to have to worry about how he's going to defend it against that. And these 3 Phoenixes are not going to contribute to killing off this army at all, unless Morrow severely mispositions his medevacs.
Yeah, this is...
He needs to
This
cancel.
is slightly problematic. Yeah, and he doesn't cancel.
No,
So,
he has a photon overcharge, though.
He does have a photon overcharge, but also he has a Colossus that's going to get
Oh,
sniped
God.
off. That's
And that-
probably GG.
That was the perfect example of how to force field your opponent's entire army right into...
Money scan. That scan was fantastic.
yeah,
Sorry
that
to
was,
interrupt, but wow.
and all of a sudden, everything is seen. That was... Oh, DreAm just force fielded the entire army into range of that mothership core and those Colossi. The force fields just weren't good. And he's now 76 supply to 113. That's really rough for a Protoss.
It is really rough, and that scan, though from Morrow was absolutely brilliant, because the Colossus managed to run up onto the high ground to get away on really low health, and Morrow instantly scanned to grant vision so his Marauders could take it out as it was escaping. That was pretty...
I think really that's icing on the cake at that point, like an extra Colossus down. What are these Phoenixes going to be able to do? It looks like one of them has a single kill in this game. I don't even know where that came from. But the Stargate plus these 3, now 4 Phoenixes haven't been able to prove their worth at all. And now that the Mothership Core is not here, there's not going to be any Photon Overcharge. This base is going to get picked apart easy peasy. And okay, now we're in a situation where the Phoenix is able to take out the Medivacs, but Morrow is 20 supply ahead, and DreAm is supply blocked as well. This is such a rough position to be in.
And he's only just starting those 2 new pylons now. That is a big supply block that inevitably is going to hurt him. Morrow, he's got his 3rd base up. He's ahead 67 SCVs to 56 probes, plus mules. His income, catastrophically higher. And that sort of momentous increase in your economy when you've been knocking out your opponent's army time and time again just means that he's got himself not only ahead in pure supply, but it's going to keep getting a more and more advantageous lead because he's just got the ability to produce much more than the Protoss opponent.
Oh, this is just such a frustrating position. I mean, DreAm, oh, very nice, and maybe it looks like these Phoenixes are going to start paying for themselves just a little bit as they swoop in and pick off the units that were part of this drop as well, managing to not quite kill the Medivac, but he stopped the drop and picked off one of the Hellbats, so damage prevention there. The problem is, I just don't think it's enough for them to pay for themselves at this point, Maddles. The ground army is woefully small for DreAm compared to Morrow right now, and sooner or later, Morrow's going to decide, well, hang on a second, I could just get out some Vikings to deal with the Colossi.
Oh, the Phoenix flying straight over a big group of Marines. Oh, that actually got off a lot better. But, Drosser, can I give you a bit of glass half full information?
Yes, let's do it. Oh my glass, Maddles.
DreAm has 3 Colossi out, a 4th on its way. That's reaching the critical mass where you start melting through infantry. And Morrow only has 2 Vikings. That is a glimmer of hope here for DreAm. But if he gets them sniped off with those mortars, it will be tough. Some force fields are going down. But we can see these Colossi managing to stay alive at the moment. But that is not going to last for long. There just is not enough gateway units here to shield them. And yeah, Morrow, he steamrolls through.
This is why it's so difficult to hold a 3rd base in Star Station. Notice how open the scene of this battle is. DreAm actually had some good force fields there, guys. Let's not play that down at all. But he needed about 12 more force fields to actually prevent the Bio Army from coming straight at the Colossi, and he didn't have that. And as a result, Morrow was just able to come around the back with some bio units, a couple of Morrows, and the Colossi started melting. So all DreAm did, even though his force fields were okay, was to delay his Colossi dying by 4 or 5 seconds. And that's not going to be enough, especially when you're already a bit behind. So Morrow, already on match point here at the ESET UK Masters Showdown. We definitely didn't predict this before the start of it. He now takes a 4-0